Well, hello there. Today we're going to talk about, do all paralegals have to work long hours? I've read online the paralegal lament that when they work in litigation of any type, that, oh, you're going to have to work long hours. I've seen someone give many tips to newbie paralegals and saying you're going to work long hours. You might as well get used to it. That's simply not true. It depends on two factors, and here's the first one has the highest importance in your decision making, okay, as to what job you're going to take. In government agencies, because people are paid by the people, us, we are the government. So our tax dollars paid for your salary if you work in government. So if you work for the Department of Environmental Protection or the FDA, you're getting paid by the taxpayers. And so they're very mindful of not having people, if at all possible, work overtime. There better be a darn good reason for it. So people that I know, I have family members who work in government, and an attorney I used to work for switched from a private law firm into the Department of Environmental Protection so that that attorney could have a life. So the attorney was required to work until 8 o'clock every night. It was not considered cool for her to get up at 5:30 p.m. and leave with the rest of us from the law firm. She was expected as an attorney to work until 8 o'clock 5 days a week. So it made for an uneven work-life balance that wasn't good. Can that happen to paralegals? Yes, because where they're working is the issue. Not in a government agency most of the time will that happen, but in private law firms, if the attorney is not organized or thinks that it's kind of a control issue for the attorney, that you are at their beck and call and you're just an employee, that type of mindset. Yeah, some people feel like that. And I've made it a point to not work for them by the way I interview. Yeah, so that's when I teach my students in the Paralegal Inner Circle class how to interview properly. You have to have a set of questions ready to go for every single interview, because the work-life balance is so vitally important for you. You shouldn't compromise. Even when you're breaking in, I advise not to compromise in that area. There are jobs out there where you will not have to do that. And even litigation jobs where you're preparing for trial and all of that, it may be that there are extra hours if it's an unusual thing that's happening. I've had that where in my case I was paid overtime and it was worth it to me for a week, but I was exhausted after that week of staying till 11 o'clock at night because we had a huge potential case coming down that was going to be global. And so for that reason, it was just myself and an attorney doing all the work on this case. So it was worth it to me to do that for that 1 week. It was really just 5 days. So, but to do that day in, day out, it will wear on you. So you have to ask the question in an interview, so what is a typical work week like? Is it 40 to 45 hours? And if the person that you're interviewing with says, well, we like people who work hard, take that as a red flag to beware, because when they come back and don't answer the question, but say we like people who work hard, you simply, you need to walk away from that job, okay? And cut your losses and just get another interview and go on. It's up to you whether you want to make that sacrifice for a year to get all the experience under your belt, but it is really taxing on you mentally and physically to work more than, say, 45 hours a week because that's their culture in that workplace. That's just for me, it's not acceptable, and I didn't want it to be acceptable. I needed that balance. I didn't need to feel, because I would come to not like my job if I had that, heaped on me, that you have to be here till 6, 7 o'clock every night, or no, that's not going to fly. The first job I had when I moved to Florida, I was working 3 days a week till 8 o'clock at night, because that attorney never disclosed that, and I didn't ask the question. And that's when I learned how to interview properly. So make sure that you ask about the hours. Are there overtime hours? Okay? And ask that towards the end of the interview. Now, can you work in an area of law where it's guaranteed that you will not have any overtime hours? Well, one of the calmer areas of law is probate and or estate planning, and many attorneys do both of those areas of law. They practice both areas. But that doesn't guarantee that a client will need to come in after hours and the attorney will want you to stay. It may be, and usually when they're signing wills and that type of thing, they need you to notarize and they need to bring in a couple witnesses. So they have to round up not only you to stay late, but a couple witnesses to witness those documents. So what about real estate? I've had people on my Paralegal Coffee Talk page on Facebook. When I asked about what area of law are you honing in on, many talked about real estate. And that was one of the most popular ones, meaning you do closings when people buy homes or property. But that doesn't guarantee that you'll be out by 5:30 or even 6 o'clock, because when I bought a home, I went into the attorney's office with my husband, and the paralegal was right there, and it was after hours. We were there from 6 to 7 o'clock signing so many documents. So the paralegal was there to make sure everything went okay. If the attorney needed something, she was going to print out the documents again, or extra, something what wasn't there, the attorney could turn to the paralegal and say, could you get me XYZ? And so there's very few areas of law where that's a bona fide guarantee. But I've known paralegals where they've had to work till after hours on a regular basis, and they had children at home. And I was able to leave at 5:30 because my attorney was not a litigator. He was not going to trial anymore. He used to. And so their attorneys, unfortunately, would not start their day until 4 in the afternoon, and expected their paralegal to stay there. So you want to make sure you know what the culture is of that law firm during the interview. And be prepared to give yourself 24 hours before you accept the job. Say, would you mind if I could let you know tomorrow, because I make it a practice of always talking to my significant other and I would do that so that, and you could tell them not 24 hours, but I can let you know by late morning, and then they'll be okay. And they'll wait for that call. And if they're offering you a job, they want you. So don't be afraid that you're going to lose that opportunity. They'll wait until the late morning to hear from you, okay? All right, so I just wanted to tell you that, to give you some insight that you may see different things online that people will say, all paralegals have to work long hours. I watched a panel of paralegals talk about this, and one was, I'm happy to work 50 to 70 hours a week. And another one was, no, 40 hours is what I shoot for, and I just cannot go over that. And I admire that, because that's a good work-life balance. That's how it should be. You have your weekends free, and you're not working at night. You need that downtime. So this is it for today. Don't forget to check out my website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com. The website is being revamped right now, so you'll see things kind of, but be sure that you sign up for the Get Callbacks Now video. If you go to the website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, you'll see that page, and I will forward that video to you if you don't get it in your inbox. So hang tight, because I'm revamping the website as we speak. So have a great day. Enjoy your evening, and I will talk to you in the next video. Take care. Bye.